Spirit said that today I am speaking with a collective who almost gave up, who almost threw in the towel, who said, "Enough is enough, Spirit. I've been on this journey and I haven't seen the fruits of my labor. I haven't seen any progress or real momentum. Spirit, why should I keep going?" But Spirit said, almost doesn't count. Almost doesn't count. Yes, things might have gotten very tough for you. Things might have seemed impossible at times. Spirit is saying I am speaking to a collective who is at their wits' end, who almost gave up on their faith. Well, Spirit is saying almost doesn't count. It's usually when you're just about to give up that you see the breakthrough. It's usually when you're in the midst of a breakdown that you receive your breakthrough. So just push through. They know it's difficult. They know it's hard. Spirit is saying the chosen ones have to go through this initiation because this is what molds you. This is what separates the weak from the strong. Not everybody is worthy of a leadership position. And I know that they dish out these roles like nobody's business. But Spirit is saying back in the day, you had to be appointed and anointed, and the way that you did that was through rites of passage. You have been going through a rite of passage. I'm seeing now and hearing that in many cultures, for some reason, the Nordics are coming up. Or some of you might know the Vikings. They send their youth out, their young boys out to fend for themselves. And if they come back, if they make it, then they prove their bravery. They prove their manhood. And there's many tribes I'm hearing in Africa who do this as well. They send you out to hunt. They send you out to fend for yourself so you can learn, so that you can learn how to become a man. Spirit said that you've been going through your rite of passage. I'm seeing Black Panther, when he had to fight for his position. Because there were many who are vying for that same position, but who are not worthy. Spirit is saying there's many people that want your position, but they're not worthy. They're not willing to go through the fire. They're not willing to go through the rites of passage. They're looking for shortcuts. But you've been through the fire. You've fought through the storm. And Spirit is saying this wasn't just some quick little passing cloud. You've been in the storm. You've been fighting for your way out. Just to see a little glimpse of sunshine again. But Spirit is saying I'm speaking to a collective that hasn't seen sunshine in so long that you thought that all there was stormy clouds. You thought that all there was rainy days. So much till you stop expecting the sunshine. You forgot how it felt on your skin. Spirit is saying that they know that you're tired. They know that you're weary. But do not give up. And now they're bringing the story of Moses and the promised land and the children of Israel. This has been heavy in my spirit. You have been in the wilderness. You have gone through a season where you have been in the wilderness. And just like the children of Israel, you begin to grow weary. Your faith began to waver. You might have asked yourself, God, why would you bring me way out here just to leave me to die? But Spirit is saying, this has been a period of preparation, because you couldn't bring all of that doubt and that worry and that lack and that victimhood into the promised land. You couldn't bring it with you. So even though it might not feel like it, you have been shedding, you have been purging. You have become a lot stronger than you were before. You left a child when you started on this journey, but you've come back a man. When you left, you were a child, but you have come back a man. Your spirit has matured. You no longer run away from problems and struggles and pain. You now face it head on with your armor, with your sword raised. Even if you're tired, you still find a way to push through. Almost doesn't count. So just because you almost gave up, just because you almost lost your faith, you see some people I'm hearing celebrate it too soon, because almost doesn't count. Now I'm seeing the Olympics. I'm seeing track and field when you have the runners and they're on their last leg, which is the most important. And you have that one person, they get too comfortable, and so they slow down. But you have that other person, even though they've been pacing themselves, they know that on my last leg, I have to push the hardest. All I have to do is make it through the finish line. So even though I'm tired, I have to push through. I have to give it my all, because this is what counts. This is the part that counts. You can run all of those laps, but if you give up on the end, what was it all for? So it's that last leg, it's that last stride that matters the most. Spirit is giving me the example of cross country. I don't know if you watched my other video, but I mentioned that I used to run track. But in cross country, they would literally do like 8 laps. And usually on the first couple of laps, they would have to pace themselves, right? Because of course you didn't want to tire yourself out on the first or second lap, because you still had 6 more to go. So they would pace themselves. So the first couple of laps, it was smooth sailing. Everything was good. Everybody had conditioned. Everybody had attended practice for the most part. So 3 or 4 laps, that wasn't nothing for them. But then by the 5th and 6th lap, you could see the ones that trained and the ones that had kind of slacked off, who had missed a few practices, right? Because they were really struggling. But then by that 7th and 8th lap, that's when it really showed. That's when you saw the ones who had not only showed up for practice, that had went home and did their own conditioning, did their own practicing, who were still standing strong, who still had a strong stride, but even they began to get weary. You would see them either slow down or try to pace themselves a little bit to prepare for that final stride, for that final lap, because they knew that was the one that counted. And so even though you could see how tired they were, you would see that one that was already mentally prepared, that knew what it was. So they didn't slow down too much. They kept a steady pace. And then when it came around to that last lap, they gave it their all. Even though they were tired, they were worn out, they knew that that last leg was the one that counted. Spirit knows that you're on your last leg. They know. But Spirit wants you to know that it is that last leg that's going to get you through the finish line. All of those other laps, all of those other hardships, they were just moving you closer to the finish line. They were preparing you and equipping you for what's to come. And you might look at other people and think, well, you know what? I just want to live an easy life. I just want a regular life. I just want to be happy. I just want to be at peace. Spirit is saying that your peace came at a price, yes. But it is going to pay off bigger. It is going to pay off bigger. Because yes, those people, they might have it easy. You don't know what they're truly going through. But the fact that you've had to go without, the fact that you've had to start from the bottom and work your way up, you're going to have so much more appreciation when you do acquire those things. Because now you will have the peace and the joy and the gratitude to go along with it. Spirit is also saying, everybody likes a good come up story. So even though you might be living the story now, even though you might be living in the story now, that story is going to touch millions of people, I'm hearing. That story that you're living right now is going to make you legendary. Those hardships that you're going to go through are giving you purpose. So Spirit wants you to know that you will have the opportunity to turn your pain into purpose. Don't worry about that. Just make it through the finish line. Don't slow down right before you get to the finish line. This is the time that you pick up momentum, because I'm telling you, your contenders, they are banking on you slowing down. All of those haters and naysayers, they are banking on you giving up. You can't give up, because you'd be giving up on yourself. Yes, you are here to break generational curses and all of this other stuff, but you're also here doing this for you. This is for you. Keep going for you. Keep going because you know that you deserve a better life. Keep going because you know that you're better than what you left behind. You can't go back to that. So your only choice is to move forward and to keep going. But what I'm saying is to not slow down. This is the time to pick up momentum. This is the time to increase your faith. Any success story, they will tell you it got worse before it got better. This is a part of your story. This is what's going to make you legendary. And trust me, I understand what you're going through. Because many people, they will say, keep going and don't give up, but they really don't know what you've been through. They don't understand what it feels like to go through hell. They don't understand what it feels like to be completely isolated from the world. They don't know what it feels like to have to pick yourself up over and over. They don't know what it feels like for you to constantly have to fend off attacks. I do. They don't know what it's like to have to fight for your life. And I'm hearing for some of you to fight for your sanity. Understand, not everybody has gone through what you've gone through. I used to think that everybody was going through the things that I was going through. I was like, I can't be the only one whose life feels like a Lifetime movie. And I come to find out, not everybody is going through what I've gone through. Some people had a pretty good life. Even if they weren't rich or famous, they've had a pretty good life. They had both parents. They grew up in a pretty good household. They were always provided for. They had people that loved them and supported them, who showed up for all of their extracurricular activities, who showed up for all of their basketball games and their ballet recitals. I used to think that everybody was going through my struggle. It wasn't until I awakened that I realized that no, not everybody has gone through what you've gone through, yet you're still standing. And the reason being is because not everyone has the same purpose or calling on their life that you have. You had to go through the fire so that you could teach others how to get out. Because you were able to get yourself out. And Spirit is saying, if you're wondering what you have to offer to the world, it is that. It is all of the keys that you've acquired through your own pain, through your own journey. You, the person I'm speaking to, had to heal yourself. You couldn't afford to pay therapists. Or your parents just didn't see the need to. So you had to heal yourself. You had to learn how to love yourself. You had to learn how to survive in the world. You had to learn how to become financially savvy. You had to learn everything on your own. On your own. You were self-taught. You were self-taught. And you don't think that that's worth something? That is worth so much. Understand there are people right now who pay therapists and life coaches and all of these things. Not that I have anything against them. But they pay these people and they're still miserable. They're still hurting. Yet you were able to heal yourself. Let me repeat that. There are people who are paying hundreds of dollars for therapy sessions. They're paying head doctors, neurosurgeons to fix them. But you learn how to fix you on your own. That is a miracle. And the collective that I'm speaking to came from the worst of the worst. You came from addictions and codependency. You came from abuse and narcissism. But yet you were able to break those cycles on your own. That is a miracle. That is powerful. So don't sleep on yourself. Confirmation. Don't sleep on yourself. Don't sleep on your potential. Don't sleep on your value. You are so valuable to the world. They need your keys. There are people that are going to wonder how you made it out. I'm seeing Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego again. They're going to be dumbfounded. How in the hell did you make it out of that fire? Spirit was in the fire with you. You were never alone. Spirit has been walking with you and guiding you. Understand that even though you might not have all of the material things, you are so blessed. And literally, a FedEx truck literally just pulled up. Spirit wants you to know you're almost at the finish line. Your ancestors are here. They're rooting you on. Even if it feels like you don't have anybody else in the 3D who is encouraging you, who's rooting you on. Spirit is saying you're stepping into a season where the celebrations will be loud. Because many of you, you have people that are secretly praising you, who secretly venerate you and admire you, but who will never say it. Spirit is saying that you are stepping into a season where you would be acknowledged out loud. You will be celebrated out loud. So get ready. Remember all of this that you've been through. Remember all that you've been through so that you know when that outward celebration comes that you deserve it. That you're worthy of it. It's like, hell yeah, I climbed to the top of that mountain all by myself. I deserve this spot. I deserve this praise. I deserve this celebration. I deserve this peace. I deserve this soft life, this luxury. I deserve this. I don't know why I keep hearing that Drake song. Started from the bottom, now we here. That's going to be you. That's going to be you. I've been hearing that song all throughout this message. Started from the bottom, now we here. So get ready. And give it your all. Don't stop trusting. Spirit knows that you almost gave up. They understand. They've seen everything that you've had to go through. And understand that many of your ancestors, they couldn't even go through what you went through. That's why you're chosen. So you think that they're judging you? They know how hard it is. But that just means you're harder because you were able to push through it. You will get through it. You will make it to the promised land. Your time in the wilderness is over. Just keep pushing and just, I'm hearing it's just over the mountain. That's why you can't see it, because there is a mountain in the way, but on the other side of that mountain is your promised land. Just keep going. It's all going to make sense very soon. God has not forsaken you. God has not forsaken you. So I want you to continue trusting. Trust more than ever. And I know trust requires blind faith. That's why it's called trust. But if you trust in anything right now, trust in God. Trust in yourself. Trust that it's all going to make sense. I know I'm speaking to a collective who hasn't been able to trust anybody. You're used to constant letdowns and disappointments. It's 10:44 on the clock right now. I'm speaking to the 144,000. There you go. For all of the skeptics. So keep going. Everything is working out for you. I want you to say that. Anytime you feel yourself getting discouraged, everything is working out for me. It's already done. I surrender to the universe. I surrender this to God. Because understand, worrying and doubting and having fear, it doesn't move you any closer to your goals. It doesn't. Worrying and fearing things, it only makes you feel more separated from God, from all there is, because with God there is no fear, there is no impossibilities. So the more that you allow yourself to believe that anything is possible, everything is going to work out, the closer that you will feel to God. When you just give it to God, when you surrender, you're not going to be able to control certain things. So just give it to God. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? But you have so much to gain when you just let it go. Like your peace. You deserve to be at peace no matter what's going on in your life. But it is a choice. We choose to either remain in fear and in worry, or we choose to just not care, to remain unbothered. Because understand, Spirit wants me to touch on this very briefly. There are certain energies who are banking on you giving up, who are banking on you becoming overwhelmed. They're sending you this energy of self-defeat, of overwhelm, of depression, of sadness. They're sending you that energy. You're not crazy. You know you better than anyone. In the collective that I'm speaking to, you're generally pretty high vibrational. You do have trust. You do believe. But you might have felt yourself wavering. That's because there are certain energies who don't want you to win. They want you to give up on that last leg. They don't want you to make it through the finish line. So keep going. And just surrender. If there's something that's out of your control, pray about it. Ask the universe for assistance and let it go. Just surrender. Because sometimes the universe is trying to teach you to do just that. Just to surrender. Because you've been trying to control things. So they're going to create uncontrollable situations where you don't have any choice except to surrender. So don't make it any harder for yourself. Just surrender. Allow yourself to be present in the now. Don't worry about tomorrow. Everything will work itself out for you. Spirit said you have some major things coming in. You have some major things coming in. So make sure you keep going so you could collect your trophy. I don't know why I just heard trophy wife. So some of you are about to be a trophy wife. Spirit is saying that there are certain energies, they want to distract you right now. They want to distract you from the love that's coming in, from the abundance that's coming in, from the opportunities that are coming in. So they are sending this energy. It is to deceive yourself. I'm seeing a gray cloud again. I'm seeing fog. They want to create this illusion so that you cannot see clearly what's coming. so that you cannot be in an energy to receive it. That's what's happening. So Spirit is saying to be aware of this. They're giving you this information, not for entertainment. They're giving you this information to empower yourself so that you can realize, oh, this is not my energy. This is someone projecting their own misery onto me because they're about to go down. They're about to go down. Divine justice has been called. So don't worry about those people. They're about to get what's coming to them. But don't let them bring you down with them, because that's what they want to do. They know they're going down. They know it's over for them. So they want to bring you down with them. They don't want you to focus on this love that's coming in. They don't want you to focus on this new lifestyle that's coming in for you. This new praise and glory and celebration. So understand that is an illusion. Even if you have to force yourself to be in a state of joy and peace, then do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do. But I'm hearing right now, a good suggestion would be to meditate. And when I talk about meditating, I'm talking about you remembering who you are. Take a moment to detach from this three-dimensional world and remember who you are. God having a human experience. You are connected to a God who is infinite. So those little problems that you think exist, that's nothing for God. But you have to trust that you're going to be taken care of. I want you to visualize yourself being successful. Visualize yourself overcoming those obstacles. Yes. You have to manifest your wins. Because many of you are manifesting defeat. You're focusing on things not working out. So you're manifesting that. Start manifesting your wins. Be delusional if that's what you want to call it. It's not really delusion. It's manifestation. It's trust. It's faith. There's many different names that people have for it. But focus on the positive outcomes. Focus on the positive things that are happening in your life. Even if it's just you being grateful for your breath. You being grateful for the roof over your head. You being grateful for the food on your table. Because I'm telling you that the thing that brings many of us misery is that attachment to the material world. When those things are not even real. It's 11:01 on the clock right now. So 111 is significant as well. But it's your time. I'm hearing it's your new beginning. But new levels, new devils, I'm also hearing. So be vigilant. Not just of other people, but of yourself. When you start to feel yourself experiencing depression or low vibrational energies, because 9 times out of 10, it's somebody projecting onto you. And take that time to meditate, to go within, to encourage yourself by reminding yourself, I am blessed, I am protected, I am royalty, I am chosen, I am taken care of. Because you are, whether you know it or not. Peace and love. You got this. Keep going.